In this video, I'll show you how to multiply two matrices together. This is question 2 in the series. Keep in mind that the product of matrix A and B of two matrices is defined only when the number of columns in matrix A equals to the number of rows in matrix B. That being said, the question reads, given the matrices A and B, find the product of both A and B and the product of B times A. Let's start off with the product of B times A. Let's see if these are two conformable matrices. Remember, they're conformable only when the number of columns in matrix A, so we have 3 columns here, equals the number of rows in matrix B. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, since the columns of A don't agree with B, this is not conformable, and therefore these two matrices cannot be multiplied. Let's try A and B. This time, the number of columns here is 2, and the number of rows is 2. Therefore, these two can be multiplied. But our resultant matrix will have what dimensions? To find out what dimensions, you need to follow this tip. The dimensions of your final matrix will always have the number of rows of the first matrix and the number of columns of the second. So our matrix will be 4 by 3. Let's start off by finding the very first element in the matrix, this number. To find out this number, you will take this 3, multiply it to the 7, this 5, multiply it to the 4, and add them up. Let's go ahead and do that. 3 times 7 plus 5 times 4, and that gives us 21 plus 20 is 41. Next, let's find out this number. 3 times 3 plus 5 times 7. 3 times 3 plus 5 times 7. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 35 gives us 44. 3 times 8 plus 5 times 1. 3 times 8 plus 5 times 1. 3 times 8 is 24 plus 5 is 29. So we just found the completed row for our matrix. 41, 44, and 29. Let's move on to row 2. For row 2, we'll use the exact same technique. First, I'll erase this, where I have 2 times 7 plus 1 times 4. 2 times 7 plus 1 times 4, and this gives me 14 plus 4 is 18. So I'll write down 18 right here. 2 times 3 plus 1 times 7. 2 times 3 plus 1 times 7, and that gives me 6 plus 7 is 13. And my final number in the row is 2 times 8 plus 1 times 1. This equals to 16 plus 1, and that's 17. Another row completed. Let's move on to the third row. This time we have 7 times 7 plus 4 times 4. 7 times 7 is 49 plus 16. That is equal to 65. 7 times 3 plus 4 times 7. 7 times 3 is 21 plus 28 is 49. So far we have 65 and 49. And lastly, 7 times 8 plus 4 times 1. 7 times 8 is 56 plus 4 is 60. We have 9 times 7, which is 63 plus 0. 9 times 3 plus another 0, and that is equal to 27. 9 times 8 is equal to 72. No need to add that plus 0. And that represents our final row. And there you have it. That is how to multiply two matrices together.